and welcome to the Baltic Football Podcast. The seasons are underway or almost underway, and I think after the last year when we had a Riga FC wrangling the championship title from the hands of RFS in Latvia, Kauno Žalgiris making history in Lithuania, and Flora making what I think is a very remarkable comeback, although numbers may disagree. In Estonia, the question on many of our minds and possibly your minds is what is it that we have to look forward to in 2026?
Well, there has been a great pre-season. 2025, as you say, was a really exciting season. But this season, 2026, looks like it's going to be hotter, bigger and better than ever before. You've got some great new teams that have arrived. There's some big changes going on in a range of different clubs. You've got a bit of a Liiga, Virsliga sort of rivalry going on that we're starting to see.
I think it's Toplyga now.
Toplyga as well. Yeah, okay, but that's
Liiga
the
has been
sponsor.
renamed into Toplyga. Doesn't exactly roll off the tongue, but there we are.
But it's completely no longer the Liga.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they decided to do. Nobody asked us.
But I thought it was sponsorship and then Liga.
No. Liga used to be just like Serie A. So imagine if Serie A was renamed into Toplyga.
Okay.
Serie.
But Toplyga, Top is the sponsor, the gambling sponsor, right?
Top Sport, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So what's impressed you pre-season so far?
Pre-season, right. So pre-season has been interesting. In Estonia, obviously, they have the Tallinn Cup. So most of the teams, if not all, most of the teams participated in that, which is good for if you're an Estonian fan. In Latvia and Lithuania, top teams did go abroad and some other ones as well. And there were a range of interesting friendlies. Both the Kauno Žalgiris and RFS played Dynamo Kyiv, but only one of them managed to snatch a victory. And the other one still, after I don't know how many games, is unable to. You figure which one is which. Riga FC had some lovely fixtures.
There's some great fixtures.
Well.
Yep, and there was a Super Cup played abroad as well, slightly controversial.
Yeah, Latvian Super Cup was played in Turkey in the grandest traditions of all the big leagues, and the Estonian Super Cup was played in the Paide in the tradition that I think respects the local fans slightly more.
So talking of pre-season, teams abroad, you saw Auda have a small training camp in Turkey, Levadia in Spain, RFS and Riga, Turkey and Dubai. In terms of Lithuania, which were the teams that trained abroad?
Well, Kauno Žalgiris went abroad. They went to Turkey. I think Banga went abroad as well, but honestly, I don't remember. It doesn't matter.
Well, I'm not sure because you've got a really exciting start to the season about to kick off. Are Riga FC ready for a 3G pitch and for a very colder climate? Are they able to adapt? And what happened in Lithuania? We were now 2 rounds in. How have the performances been of the teams that trained abroad?
Okay, let's start with Virsliga. So we know that start of the season has been in recent years where championships are lost and won. Both Riga FC and RFS, they tend to win the Virsliga in previous years by a margin of points that are within 1 or 2 games.
Yeah.
So last season it was 1 point. The season before it was, I think, a bit more, 5 or I genuinely don't remember. The time before that it was 1 point again. So these points in the beginning where you have upsets on 3G pitches, they matter a lot. Because once they go to grass, these teams, they tend to win between 80-85% of all available points. So they just do not lose.
Okay, so I believe, we had the Livonian Cup, Flora versus Riga. Riga are on paper a lot better than Flora.
And based in practice on value, too.
Yeah, but so
having won 3-0.
I watched the game and it seemed Riga were returning to a 3G pitch and they weren't quite ready. Given that Flora are a bit more of a lower status opposition, will Riga be ready for the opening of the season?
Well, yeah. I mean, why not?
Why not? Well, we'll see.
It's not first time season starts on artificial
Of course it's
grass.
Not, but will teams who trained abroad and had a lower amount of training in the Baltics have less of a competitive advantage early on, or will it not have an impact on the season?
I think the question is, does it impede you more if you stay in the cold and train in inflatable halls that collapse sometimes, or if you can go to warmer land and actually train all day in good conditions?
I mean, it's been a good winter in the Baltics, lots of snow. I've been doing lots of skiing, but Lithuanian indoor football hall collapse you're referring to?
Yeah, Rato football hall collapsed under snow. Not ideal. They only opened it last year. And a bit of a warning tale for these inflatable halls as opposed to permanent structures.
But it certainly toughens the players up. Whether they've got the
whole collapses in
not quite. But yeah, so I guess pre-season overall good preparation. The A-League has kicked off. It's been a good start. Žalgiris Vilnius lost their first game 3-2. They've just recovered, came back 4-1.
Yeah.
Yep. Kauno already on the chase. How's the Liiga looking for you, and what are you expecting from that this season?
I mean, Toplyga.
Always
starts interesting.
Yeah, I'm stuck in the past.
Yeah. Well, the thing with Lithuanian football I discovered is that it's the best one to watch before things move to grass, because they have fantastic indoor facilities, and they have, as we discussed, some of the best, if not the best, fans in the Baltics.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
when I was watching Žalgiris with Panevėžys, the game that Žalgiris won 4-1, although Panevėžys led.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. The stands were almost full. There were like almost 3,000 people in the Sportimo hall in Vilnius. They were singing. It felt like a genuine big league football match, and it was just great to hear.
Yeah.
The TV broadcast quality is good as well. So that's not the case in Estonia, where they start the season in the halls as well. It's a bit dark.
Yeah.
There's not that many cameras. In Latvia, they tend to start the season outside because we don't really have that many halls. And, well...
Yeah, the Skonto seems to be the dominant...
It's spring now, so we'll be fine in that sense, but you can't compare. For spectator experience, both on site and on TV, Lithuania is the place to go for start.
Lithuania is the best, and we can quickly talk about the pre-season cup warm-ups. How do you think, just a quick one on the weather, so suddenly it's been one of the coldest winters on record.
No.
2-3 months, you've had the cold minus 15, which was a record in 10, 20 years then. Okay, so
come on, it's been like that like 4 years ago. What has been in Latvia?
Was it the coldest February on record?
No, it was the longest stretch of below zero.
Okay, fair enough. So
it was just a regular winter.
It was a regular winter. It's been a cold one.
I know you come from land of moisture.
I come land of rain. And talking of land of rain, it's St. David's Day as we record this. So happy St. David's Day.
Yay! Happy St. David's Day.
Penblwydd hapus Sant Dewi. Yeah. So. 1st of March, but weather-wise, going into these spring fixtures as quickly, do you think it's going to be a wet season? Do you think the snow or the cold's going to return, or it's going to be quite smooth riding?
You're asking me for weather.
Yeah.
Welcome to Baltic Weather Football Podcast.
Could be.
I don't know. It's spring is here. I'm happy. I'm happy that spring is here. I don't have to run around in shorts and a t-shirt, so I don't care.
I was a little bit disappointed the snow melted so quickly. I was looking forward to this. Virsliga, 6th of March, first game, RFS versus Ogra. I was hoping for some slightly tougher conditions, but...
maybe it will be windy and you'll be happy.
Could be. It's on the river. Yeah. So, Super Cup, quickly touching on pre-season.
Which one?
So, you had the Livonian Cup, indoor in Tallinn.
We had Lithuanian Super Cup, we had Latvian Super Cup, we had Estonian Super Cup, and we had the Livonian Cup.
Yeah, so let's start with the Lithuanian Super Cup very quickly. Again, Kauno Žalgiris versus Panevėžys. Yes, 1-0. That was, as you say, another great indoor hall on the national day in Lithuania.
Well, lots of fans. So they played in Marijampolė, which is as south as you can get in Lithuania.
Near the Polish border.
Football-wise, yeah. They have a good hall, but it's not as good as Sportimo, I think. And it was fine. It's just, Kaunas is halfway roughly between Panevėžys and Marijampolė. So they didn't have much to travel. Panevėžys basically
Long
did
journey.
a cross-country
Yeah.
trip. So there weren't, if you're a fan, it's a little weird. Why do you, obviously you don't want it in Vilnius for obvious reasons, the city rivalry. But
Yeah.
I mean, Marijampolė, it's far. It's far. They could just as well have gone to Riga.
But there was a
it
good
would have been
turnout.
closer for Panevėžys.
Yeah.
So it was fine. The game was decent. Kaunas won, so they add Super Cup
They
to
had
the
the
list
Super
of their
Cup.
first trophies.
Okay, and the Latvian team, Riga FC, they've picked up 2 cups already this season.
Yeah. So they got the Super Cup against
Super Cup
Paide.
should have been played in Turkey. I think we're all disappointed with that. It sort of kills the credibility of the cup a little bit. Our fans, they're great supporters. Riga FC supporters are brilliant. Why do it in Turkey? Slightly disappointed there.
Well, both teams did their preseason there, and Latvian Football Federation gives this much things about the Super Cup.
How serious do they want the cup to be?
They don't care. No, they don't care. It's just.
But
Even within our teams,
Yeah.
I was pretty upset because to me, okay, Super Cup is not a competition with heritage like the Latvian Cup, for example.
The Livonian Cups have got a bit of.
Well,
something to it as well.
it's closer to that, but,
Okay.
but it's not a they played it once in 2013, and then it didn't happen for like 10 years, and then they played it 2 years ago, and now it's been like 3rd year in a row since. So it doesn't have the momentum behind it. And Super Cups in general are not really that respected.
And that was part of the Latvian president's manifesto, is it not, to reintroduce the cup?
Yeah, but I mean, you can't build tradition if you don't build tradition. You know what I'm saying? So you need to fake it till you make it, as it were.
Yeah.
And this is not the way to do it, I think.
I agree.
But then
I
other
agree.
people on our team, they it's better conditions. Both teams are there. It's
It wasn't good.
knee deep in snow here.
You want to see a big pre-season game.
And then
you wanna
will
give-
100 people watch it on TV in Latvia or in Turkey? Well, I think it matters.
You want to give the fans something to cheer about. But, Ramier is already on form straight away. He's scored a couple of goals, and the new player, Colombian player, Salazar, has assisted a couple.
Salazar?
The Colombian?
Salsa? Zar?
Salazar. New Colombian signing. We'll see how he adapts to the league.
Well, it's not just him, it's the Sala, not the Liverpool one, but still.
Yeah.
It's the Oani, or Awani, I'm not sure. Well, Raki, he goes by Raki.
Yeah.
So Riga have signed some pretty interesting players this
And they've just signed a new centre-back.
Brazilian. Well, it's not officially confirmed yet.
Okay, a couple of
Probably will be
Brazilians
by
coming
the
into
time.
Riga.
Yeah.
Will they be ready for the start of the Virsliga? Will be
Probably
an
not.
interesting one. Final point: Estonian Super Cup. Nõmme Kalju, the highest value squad in Estonia, which is interesting.
How about that? It's not Flora or Levadia, it's Nõmme Kalju. We need to be specific
yeah,
because Nõmme United are back. So
My theory is that they sold a player to the Belgium squad, the Brazilian.
how would that make them higher value?
So they had more money to spend as a result. They invested. They've got a good youth team, but
That's not how Transfermarkt calculates team values.
how does it calculate team values?
It's the values of players you have currently on your team, not who you sold.
No, not who you sold, but they probably had more money to invest in and purchase new players in terms of the transfer
But
policy.
you haven't checked.
I have not fully checked. No.
So you're speaking out your Welsh.
Okay, what's your theory? And why do
I don't have a theory.
Kalju-
We know transfer market values are.
It's iffy.
It's a big guess.
Okay, fair enough. I will
But
pull
I do
out-
think it's interesting that they are counted as.
I'll
having
try
the
to investigate
highest squad.
on social media, and we'll put something out on Twitter. But talking of social media, just remember, not only do we have an awesome website, we also have some great X accounts, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. So make sure that you're following and subscribing here. But I'm going to interrupt our flow a little bit. Just final point that, Estonian Super Cup, Nõmme Kalju beat Flora. Flora's lost 2 finals as well.
They have, and according to head coach Vasiliev, it's a good thing because they can learn from it. I don't know if you're a Flora fan, whether you agree.
Well, you've lost 2 cup finals.
Silver lining.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, but I'm not. Estonian or a Flora fan. So
we'll see. But will
I
Kalju...
think a bigger question is: does that mean that Kalju will contest the Premium Liiga this year?
This is it. So I think they can. I think they've got the ability. If they've got the highest valued squad according to transfer mark, might be inaccurate, might be pointless. I might be going completely off. But they've just beaten Flora in the cup as well. They didn't have a bad. What play? Do you recall where they finished in 2025?
Third.
They finished third. So do they have any opportunity to get to the European qualifiers?
What do you mean?
Well, they might. They've got a bit of money in them, Kalju. They're getting results.
You're asking
they
if they have
third.
the opportunity to qualify?
Well, if they've got the opportunity to go into qualifications, qualifiers rather, for the Europe Cup, they will have a bit of capital, a bit of money injected in the middle of the season as well. So they might be able to challenge first and second.
I don't think they have much of a chance in Europe, and they've been really underwhelming last
year.
They don't,
but they might pick up.
They lost to that Magpies.
Yeah, but they might
squad.
pick up gate receipts. My only point is that they might be able to have the economics to compete.
Gate receipts.
In qualifiers can sell out games.
I don't think they will. Well, they obviously will play qualifiers. That's because of where they finished.
Yeah,
I don't think they will have it in them to qualify. But that's also not the question. The question is, will they challenge for the Estonian title, being the only team other than Flora and Levadia to actually win it in recent history?
I think based on early observations, distant thought, they could challenge. You know, you never know. I think I met Tartu last week on Friday. They've got a young, ambitious, hungry squad. Parnu are without their striker now, so whether Parnu replace Polberg, who's gone to St Etienne, you never know. But I think in Estonia there could be a few exciting developments. Tartu again, they've got an ambitious. They're trying to restructure a little bit, improve their infrastructure and professionality. So the Estonian League will be interesting.
I don't think you can put Tartu in the same bucket as
you
Flora, Levadia and Kalju.
My only point is the league's Estonian League should be a bit more competitive this season.
You know, I agree. Even though I think I've been, consistently critical of the competitiveness of the Premium Liga.
Yeah.
Because it's just two clubs. And they're all both from Tallinn, and no team other than a team from Tallinn ever won it, which is, But I do think that this season is a bit more interesting, and here's why.
Yeah.
So Kalju, I think, did make a statement with the Super Cup.
Yeah.
Obviously it's still Super Cup, it's early, all that, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Flora struggled last season.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced that they will necessarily take the season, by storm. Levadia, they're in wind down, as far as I interpret.
Okay, because they're changing manager.
So last season they seem to have put up a lot of money.
Yeah.
Betting on progression in the European competitions.
Okay.
They lost to the Luxembourg club.
Yeah.
And the whole season just popped.
Okay.
And not in a good way.
Yeah.
And remember what Victor Levada said at the end? When they were sacking Kura Torres?
What did he say?
Said that we could have done silver with a lot smaller budget too.
Yeah, okay.
So I think they're going to be winding down a little bit this season, which might leave a gap for a sufficiently hungry team to come in and take advantage. But then again, Flora is Flora and Levadia is Levadia.
Yeah. Levadia, they've got the most foreign players in the league. They've got 11 foreign players, which is quite difficult in Estonia.
Well, with the new rule, you can have one more on the bench.
One more on the bench, but yeah, if you look at percentage of foreign, so just Levadia, I think they might be a team for 2027.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But not this season. And talking of foreign players, in terms of most foreign players, the Toplyga has 44% of its players are foreign, whereas the Latvia is 38.2%, and in Estonia you only have 23% of players foreign. But this leads us on to our new website quickly. Would you like to give...
It's not our new website.
Not on new...
We just added
updates.
This table thingy that we wanted to add in the beginning, but we couldn't quite make the tech work, but now we have. So we now have live tables and fixtures. So.
And just when you look at the tables, do you have any quick predictions for each league?
So if we're gonna go there, right. So I think in Latvia, I think Riga FC will retain the title.
Yeah.
I think they're just a bit too strong. Let's frame it differently. I think it's Riga's title to lose.
Okay.
Let's put it that way. In Estonia, I'm gonna. My heart says Paide, but my mind says it's probably gonna stay with Flora.
I mean, Paide they've got some very exciting players and they've got some really good experience as well.
Yeah. But do they have consistency? History
They probably don't
says
have depth.
no.
Yeah, I don't think they've got depth, Paide, but they've certainly got some very talented players. Henry Ania, 35-year-old, 102 Estonian caps. He's going to be a big player.
Well, he's not going to carry the.
He's not going to carry the team, but when you've got experienced players in the squad, they have a big impact on a young team. I've been watching Marinas quite a lot because they've been playing in the Skonto, and they've got a very experienced left back.
Carcage.
Yeah, the captain. And what he brings to the team encourages the other players.
They also have Douglas now.
Yeah, and they've also got that will be Marinas.
Okay, we're jumping.
Team.
You asked me. So that's with Estonia. I agree about experience, and they do have another batch of interesting Gambians. Right?
Yeah,
Gambians.
there's that as well. Yeah, they've got commercial deals
we need
there.
To see how that works out. Now in Lithuania, it's interesting because Lithuanian league traditionally or historically is a dynasty league.
Yeah,
you have clubs that win and then they keep on winning the league for at least a few years, with some rare exceptions.
Okay, like what?
Well, like Panevėžys.
Yeah,
but
okay.
Panevėžys is a little bit of a Leicester type of story.
Yeah, so that was in 2024, right? Or 2020? What year was that they were in the league?
23.
23.
So the thing with them is that they won it when Vilnius was on their back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that kind of looks a little bit like what's happening now as well. So Vilnius had an atrocious season last year, and Kaunas then won the league.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is Kaunas the Leicester of Lithuania?
Kaunas or Panevėžys?
Kaunas.
No, Kaunas are not the Leicester of
Can I finish?
Lithuania. Yep.
So are they the Leicester of the Toplyga, or are they going to start a new dynasty? That is a question.
Okay.
For me.
Share your comments in the comments box.
Or wait until November and then.
Or wait. My counter argument to that is that Kauno Žalgiris are owned by the basketball team. They have impressive infrastructure.
Which one?
Kauno Žalgiris. Okay, right. I'm not even going to answer that. But they've got impressive infrastructure. That the owners are highly ambitious in many different directions. For example, the basketball team have invested in the London Lions and so on, looking to build a new arena in London. So they've got deeper pockets. So I believe
you
that.
say that, but tell them what you're calling some of the recent signings.
Well, in terms of who Žalgiris Kauno has signed, they've signed some RFS rejects. Well,
RFS rejects.
Some RFS
there we go,
players,
ladies and gentlemen.
Some RFS players that couldn't quite get in the RFS squad and didn't do very well in the 2025 season in terms of goals.
That framing, yeah, I agree with. RFS is a notoriously difficult team, but I mean, doesn't that show you something about the difference between the Toplyga and the Virsliga? The best team in Lithuania signing second-rate player or second-team players from RFS. I'm talking about Davisi Kauniaks, didn't do very well in the squad, and Karashima, the Japanese midfielder, barely touched the ball. Hit a couple of good games for RFS, was shipped on. Yeah, was shipped off on loan to Haiyaka in Helsinki. No, I agree, but I think that says more about RFS than about the Latvian league.
Well,
to be honest,
it's the old argument: what's better, the Toplyga, Top Sport Liga, or the Virsliga? What's your opinion on that?
Well, I will tell you that as of last season, the Toplyga is the lowest ranked of the Baltic leagues as per UEFA. So there is that, and it wasn't. So that's a downward trend.
Why wasn't it?
Well, because Estonia was.
Okay, yeah,
But then
that's
Estonia
true.
did better in Europe, and so now they are in the middle.
Yeah,
Latvia is still convincingly above, although we'll see how it goes. And Lithuania is the bottom of the Baltic leagues.
but they do have a higher attendance and so on.
How that's not correlated with performance
But the
at all.
Virsliga does have the higher value squads according to Transfermarkt by
Yeah.
about a couple of 2 million more or something, just over the 40 million range. So in terms of signings, I think the Virsliga is more impressive than what's gone on in Lithuania. And in terms of quality of squads, there are better players in the Virsliga than there are in the Liga. Based on, although you've got more exciting younger talent in the Virsliga, you've got a lot more experience and some players that have come from some impressive club backgrounds in the Liga.
So I think I think of it a little bit differently. So youth talent, like raw youth talents, like that actually represents the country where the league is based.
Yeah.
You go to Estonia for that.
Okay.
For a league that is very competitive, you go to Lithuania. For highest kind of quality, for whatever that might mean, that is what you go to Latvia for. It is the strongest league. It has been for some time. Many reasons for it. Will not go into that here, but that's my analysis of the situation. But finish with your who is going to win the leagues?
Who's going to win the leagues? Yeah, I mean, just quickly, I think the Virsliga is the fastest league in the world. In the Baltics.
Which is the world.
But it's not doing too badly in terms of speed in comparison to international leagues. But I think
you start watching European qualifiers.
I think the Liga is a little bit more physical and stronger due to the higher, more experienced players. But in terms of predictions, then, so the Liga, I've got this down to Kauno Žalgiris.
Okay.
Although, actually, I take that back. I think Vilnius Žalgiris are going to win the league.
Kaunas, you had your moments.
Yeah, I think they're hungry and they mean business this season. They've got a decent board, and hopefully they got a decent board compared to last season. But it's a couple of documentaries floating about, docu-series on Žalgiris Vilnius. I watched that, and they've got a good setup. I don't think Ritteri are going to stay up this season. I think they're in more trouble. Already bottom of the league. They've had some big defeats so far. Virsliga, Riga FC, they've got this all the way. I don't think RFS are quite there yet in terms of star players.
Do you think what I think, that it is their title to lose, or do you think it is their title to win?
I think that they are the best team physically, faster and psychologically this season, and I think the core factor is that they've got the best players on paper at the moment. RFS team might be aging. They do have some exciting players as well, but it seems like it's Riga FC's time, and I think they're going to do better in Europe as well. I think they've got the best chance in the Baltics in the European competitions. But I might be wrong. RFS, you never know. I can't quite answer your question, but I think I think Riga FC are going to take it this season.
Yeah. So do I.
But you never know. With the only challenge of Riga FC, new players, 3G pitches at the start, and the weather might play a role.
None of which are new.
In terms of, I think Supernova are going to get relegated as well this season. Perkins being replaced, and whether the new manager will be good enough is questionable. Grobner as well, make good signings. They might survive. Premium Liga, I think FC Flora have probably just about got this, but bad start as well. And Kalju, watch out for them.
Yeah.
And of course, I think Harju are going to. Well, not of course.
Oh, you think Harju are going down?
I think they're going to have trouble this season.
I mean, that's different from going down.
Yeah,
they had trouble last season.
Do you know the oldest team in the Estonian league?
I do not know.
Narva Trans, and I believe it's also Flora. That they are over 33 years old. Both of them.
Flora makes sense to me. Narva, honestly, I've not given it much thought, but good to know.
Yeah, so that's going to be interesting.
What is it that you're looking at there?
The source or the leagues? Oh, right. So I've been fortunate now to be able to use the BalticFootballNews.com website for my notes for this podcast because of this great new feature.
Lovely. And there is another feature on our website that is new. So the mission of Baltic Football News is and always has been, well, I say always, it's been a year, but always has been since the beginning of time, last year, to promote Lithuanian, Latvian and Estonian football to international audiences. Now, unlike Frank here, possibly, I understand that international doesn't only mean English. You do.
Well, that's not quite true.
I know.
I'm from a bilingual country where 50% of the population speak Welsh, which is a completely opposite language to
But you are
English.
from Great Britain.
I'm also half
you're
Dutch
the only
as well,
one here.
so you know, I am.
I need a.
I'm experiencing multi-language
I need a scapegoat,
situations.
and you are here. So apologies, but anyway. So we now also have a.
We've got a brand new French website which we just launched.
Yeah, so we, and you're hearing it here first, it's not just some kind of a dodgy auto-translation, it's a whole separate website that does its own thing, mirroring news from the English one, but it is in French. We are expanding to the French-speaking sphere, and we might continue going to other languages as well, so that we can bring the joys and the drama and the majesty of local football that we love and want to share with the world in the best way that we can.
We are the go-to Baltic football media group out there, and we will try and deliver
and that's not according to Frank.
No, that's according to a range of AI
the
models
internet, apparently,
that are referring to us. But we've got a great team, and we've got people across all three Baltic countries. We've got French speakers, we've got English speakers, Latvian speakers, and so on. So we're collecting the information as we go, and we want you guys to get the fastest, quickest, and most information about football in the region. So please do go and check out the website.
Yeah, check it out if you speak French, if you learn French, if you know someone who speaks French and maybe wants to follow the leagues, but they, for whatever reason, do not or cannot do it in English. There is now an option to do it in French, and we, as before, I think that's important to say. We are looking for more people, right? If whether you want to write, maybe you're I don't know, doing a degree in journalism and you want to build up a portfolio, you're very welcome to contact us. If you want to create content in any way, speak to us. We're looking for people, whether you're in Kaunas, in Vilnius, in Šiauliai, or maybe
if you're on the
Liepaja,
stands
in
of
Daugavpils.
Supernova, the stadium of...
Here in Tallinn, in Paide, in Tartu or Narva, it doesn't matter. If you believe in what we do, which is sharing this game that we love with the world, you know, language notwithstanding, get in touch with us. We can have a chat. We'll understand what, how, and when you can contribute. It's all flexible. There's opportunities for anything and everything. And now it doesn't even really matter as much if maybe you feel that your English or French is not good enough to write
Latvian,
in.
which I'm trying to learn very slowly, like a sloth, but getting there, yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's not that important anymore. There are tools that can help you and can help us. So as long as you believe in sharing this football that we all love, do get in touch with us through social media or contact details on either of the websites. That's fine.
Whether you're going to the terraces of Transinvest every week or a spectator at Supernova, drop us a message because we want your content, whether it's
just we if
Instagram.
You want to get involved, we can help. Let's put it
Let's
that way,
like
and we can help each other. Do you know where the terraces of Transinvest are, by the way, since you brought it up?
They are. This is quite a good question.
I'll tell while you're thinking. Do you know how I know? Because I was updating the club pages on the websites.
Yep.
And I was adding a map of where the main ground of each is.
Okay.
So
it's 1,500 capacity. Yeah.
Just put that away. You're cheating.
It doesn't say on the web. Okay. Yep. I do know actually now because I've just cheated. So go on.
So where is it?
It's in Vilnius.
No.
It's in Galin, Vilnius district.
Yes, it's in the village of Galin or
Okay.
something, which is just north of Vilnius. But you know what that village is?
What's the village of Galin?
The village of Galin, or whatever it is basically an industrial park,
Okay.
which makes sense. Transinvest is a logistics company in Lithuania, similar to Hegelman. Both have football clubs. You go logistics in Lithuania, but it's literally slammed in between logistics hubs and warehouses in this industrial park.
Well, good if you're working on a certain day and you want to go and watch a football match after a hard day's work.
It's just hilarious. If you look at it from satellite, it just looks.
But it's a good stadium. They've invested in a stadium.
No, it's a good stadium.
So it must have a decent enough catchment area of supporters. Or is it a bit sort of like the Ellen Carr Stadium, bit of a random, but
it's still in the city.
It's in the city and there's lots of properties around it as well. Lots of
this would be equivalent if you built a stadium next to Riga Airport.
Okay. Well, you've got Mariupol and places not far from there, so it's not too bad. Okay, so I guess we're just about to wrap up, but 3 matches to watch out for in spring. The coal is being thrown onto the steam engine, and the train is about to leave the station.
Or has left in the case of Lithuania.
Or has left.
Way ahead of schedule.
Way ahead, yep. Where you've already seen Vilnius Žalgiris
lose to Džiugas.
Lose
cheesy boys
and come back.
Pulled one over the Wolves.
Yeah, absolutely. It's cheesy boys, isn't it? Why do you refer to them as the cheesy boys?
Why indeed?
They're cheesy.
Why am I referring to Džiugas as cheesy boys? Let's test let's quiz your Baltic knowledge.
So the Lithuanian team, it's not. There's a cheese company, but I thought that was Shilalai. Shilalai.
Oh no.
No, Shilalai. Go on then. Why are they called?
Džiugas cheese. It's a famous medieval cheese.
No, I know. I was actually at the Bolt Tour fair, and they were
paying attention. No doubt.
I clearly was, but I thought, yeah.
Džiugas is Lithuanian parmesan.
But they're not. They're south of Panevėžys and Shilalai. They're all in the sort of same area.
No, Džiugas is by the sea.
By the sea, towards Paide and
it's
Palanca.
to the west. It's close to Liepa.
Yeah, and Shilalai is on the border. I'm actually doing a bike trip with some friends.
So if you want a quick quiz in Lithuanian geography, so the sea is here.
Yeah. Sorry.
Here. Telšiai is here. Šiauliai is there. Panevėžys is still further.
Yeah, I understand. My geography is quite good with Lithuania.
Sure. It's just the cheese knowledge that's lacking.
I know the cheese company as well.
That's why I'm referring to them as the cheesy boys, because Džiugas.
Okay. So, and would you recommend that cheese?
I would, just not in in moderation.
Not in moderation.
It's strong cheese. You wouldn't eat parmesan by the wheel.
Okay.
And Džiugas is kind of stronger as Lithuanians are compared to Italians.
Compared to Italians, yeah. Okay, got it. Right. So April quickly, spring fixtures. Super excited. Levadia Flora, 19th of April, Tallinn Derby. Will that be an early decider, early indicator of where the league goes there?
Historically, Levadia does drop points in these derbies, so it could be.
And then you've got Shilalai FK Žalgiris, 7th of March. Youngest team, could be hungry to prove something. And of course, for all the Riga team, all the Riga Baltic football news team based in Riga, we've got the Virsliga kicking off. And you've got 2 very exciting...
Oh, that's in March, not April.
Yeah, moving on to March. So
moving back to March.
Okay.
You start with April.
Okay, so we'll work our way backwards. You want to do this whole take again?
No. I'm not editing that. I'm not editing this either. This is all going in.
Okay, fair enough. So we've got the Virsliga kicking off on Friday, 6th of March, RFS versus Ogre United.
Ogre, by the way, the only new team in all of the Baltic region that got promoted. Because in Lithuania, Transinvest are back. Obviously, Nõmme United and Estonia are back as well. So the only new team that is entering the top tier in all of the Baltics is Ogre United. So if you like that kind of stuff, that is the team to follow.
First of lots happening. But Narva are back in Estonia, second oldest team as well, as I've mentioned.
Nõmme United.
Nõmme United. Yeah. Oh yeah. Narva didn't go up this season.
Narva
Nõmme
went
United, owned by Mark Poom, former Arsenal goalkeeper.
Narva, though, is the closest top-tier stadium to the border, the hostile country.
Okay, fair enough. And they're also
only 18 kilometers.
They're also the oldest team to be playing in Estonia.
Yeah.
Top league. But let's save it for the end then. We can't wait to go and watch RFS at LNK against Ogra United. And then a double whammy. You've got Levadia. They've made some interesting signings this season. Some experience, some Panama under-21 flair, and a Luxembourg international. Levadia versus Riga FC. Can they challenge Riga FC? Will Riga FC slip up early on the 3G pitch, and will the foreign players be able to play in this possibly cold weather, but we're suddenly seeing a heat wave?
So that's a no to all three from me.
Okay, but yeah, Virsliga kicks off. So
Virsliga kicks off and Premier League kicks off the next day.
It's going to be an exciting season ahead.
Yeah, so let's follow it together, and thank you for tuning in. Bye.
Bye, bye, bye.